Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Thought I would come inside and do a little tank update. It's been a while since I've shown off some of the tanks. It's just been kind of a mellow summer, not a whole lot going on. Although this is a big deal. So this tank was the Picta-Guppy cherry shrimp tank. I then added what I hoped was a pair of blue snake endlers, and you can see the male, the original male there. Now the one that we were hoping to be a female that was younger has turned into a El Silverado endler with a bottom sword, you can see right there. And he looked really good too, so I'm not displeased with that. I just have to get some females and split them up. The one thing that is different in here is that it now has my blue-tailed gooties. And that is because if I come up here, I am down a tank. About 2 weeks ago, I was at work and my cell phone was dead, so I didn't really have communication here with the family, but they said the power kept going out on the house, which was strange. And eventually my wife decided, you know what, I should come in and look at the tanks, just make sure they're okay. Sure enough, 10 gallons of water all over the floor. So the front seal on this tank, which had housed my blue-tailed gooties, just failed. It was fine when I left for work and I fed everyone, and about 3 hours later just gave up the ghost. So anyways, the kids in the dark fished the gooties. They were in the rocks. There was absolutely no water in the tank. So cleaned up the mess on the ground, got the fish into this tank. Now I did end up losing about half my colony, so I'm back down to, I've got a few more than what I had ordered. So I think my original group was like a 5. It was supposed to be a trio, or 2 trios. One died, so when they arrived. Anyways, all that to say, I'm down to about 8 or 9 fish, but they're much more mature than when I initially received them, so I'm hopeful that I can get a few drops. I moved the Elodia that was up there with them into this tank, moved the hornwort out because the hornwort gets pretty dense and they need a lot of swimming room. So I've got the Elodia in there now. It just seems easier to kind of manage and keep clean. So they are in there. So I am down a tank. So eventually I will be deciding on what to put in a new tank, but until that time I'm gonna leave a hole up here. So I am down a tank. So that's this tank. There's not a lot else going on. Let me show you this tank over here. Speaking of hornwort going crazy, here is now this 2 moves ago, the blue tails were down here, and this was it's mostly a crypt tank, and it's got my Blue Dream shrimp in there. Well, I had moved them into this new tank when I had moved the orange lines out to the container ponds for the summer. So they were up there. This tank was largely empty except for shrimp. But what I did is I've got one pair. I love this male, and he's very young, of the yellow jacket endlers. He's got, and again, he'll change a little bit as he ages, so his colors will darken and hopefully his stripes stay, but he's got nice vertical even banding on both sides so far. And he's got a nice, and I just noticed that he's actually got a forked tail. I didn't really expect that. I thought it was a paddle at first. What I'm trying to do is I'd like to breed and kind of come up with a little conformation for these guys. I like the, the striping on the sides, and I like the paddle tail, or even a spade tail would be fine, with that's edged in black, and then I like that single line through the middle, kind of like a stinger. So, you know, I'm kind of going for a yellow jacket theme with just stripes and then a black vertical or horizontal bar in the middle of that paddle tail with mostly yellow. So I've got a lot of different males in the other room, and some of them are close. There's another one that's really good too, but I may separate him out as well. But this guy I really like, so I put him in here. He's very young, so he'll continue to get a little bit larger. And I put one, what I hope to be a female, in here as well, and I'm not sure where she's at the moment. I do have one little group, they're not very old, and they're just in here, of Hydrangea formosa. So you can see a little bit there. They're from Florida. There's about 6 of them in there. So I just got those in. That's kind of one of my few summer moves this year. I did have another group of goodies on order, but the shipment was an absolute disaster, and I lost the whole group. Yeah, had a bad post office experience. So that was one of the major disappointments of the summer, and then I also had this as the second disappointment, and it was about 2 weeks apart, so kind of a bummer. But that's what's going on. I thought I'd just show off these 2 tanks and just give you an update on the blue tails, as well as the Endler project, which is not so much a project yet as it is just a holding at this point. I've got Glenn is working on a group of blue snakes for me, so, and I'm sure he might update us later in the summer on those. So, all right, everyone, we will talk to you soon. Bye.